Before we start,
it's my opinion!
Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm doing a fun little video talking about what I think are the best songs of 2023. And hey, if your favorite song is not on here, either I didn't listen to it or I didn't think it belonged on the list. You know, this is a fun video and please don't take anything I say too seriously. This is just solely for fun and my opinion, and just want to do this because I love music. A lot of good music was released this year and I just want to celebrate that because why not? This is all fun and games. Let's just get right to it. Let's start off with an artist who I believe released one of the best projects this year by Tashi. The album is called Baby Angel and it was a really short album, 7 tracks. Before she released the album, she released the lead single for it, Talk to Me Nice. And when I tell you that this is one of the best crafted R&B songs released this year, I really believe that. One, because lyrically it's such a powerful song. Sonically, it's one that really stands out in comparison to a lot of the songs released this year. Did it get its love and appreciation? It didn't. It really didn't. Just like the entire album itself didn't. I believe this song really tells a great story or portrays the message of knowing your self-worth and not chasing for something that isn't meant for you in terms of a relationship or love. But what's great about music is that you can really interpret anything in your own way. So as a whole, this message is about knowing your self-worth, knowing about what is right for you in your life, and if it's not meant for you, then it's not meant for you and you won't chase it. And that's really the entire message of the song in a general perspective. And I love it sonically because it has like a slight switch of near the bridge area, and it's just something that's such a staple in Tinashe's sound, and I love that song. Talk to Me Nice, go check it out. An underrated song from this album that I believe is actually one of the best songs and has one of the best hooks of the year is her other song called Tightrope. You guys should go check that one out too. I believe that it deserves more love. It's the closer track on the album, which is why I believe it maybe didn't get enough love, but you should definitely go check that out. Another artist who released an album this year is Madison Beer. She released her album Silence Between Songs, and she had one of my favorite singles of the year, hands down. It is called Home to Another One. Go check it out if you haven't. It has such an eerie, chill, sensual sound, and I think the way that she really sings on it is a way that I had never heard her sing before. And I just think it's one of the best songs. It has one of the best hooks of the year. So catchy. And it just makes you want to really feel it. It made me want to be in a music video just kind of really feeling myself. And I think lyrically, it's a really interesting track because it's about forbidden love. It's about loving someone who belongs to someone else and enjoying it for what it is. Although that's not a situation I would want to be in myself, I really appreciated it for what it was sonically very much. Lyrically, it really paints a picture. What she did really well with this album is paint a lot of pictures. That brings me to her other 2 songs from her album, Rider, a song dedicated to her brother, which I love so much because it reminds me of my relationship with my sister, and it's just such a great song. She sounds amazing, and if there's an album that really portrays her voice, it would be this album. And this brings me to another track that I believe is a really underrated one. It is called Envy the Leaves. Another beautiful track about, you know, wanting to not care so much and kind of envying things in the world such as leaves. And she talks about the snow as well. She talked about just envying things that don't have so much pressure in life. And I think it's just a really unique way to tell that perspective. Travis Scott also released an album called Utopia. I listened to most of it, and although it's not my style of music, I really connected with the songs I Know, Thank God, and My Eyes. Those 3 tracks are some of my favorite tracks, hip-hop tracks released this year, and I really had them on repeat for a while, especially I Know and Thank God. Those were really my tracks sonically. And I just love how Travis's voice really changes throughout I Know. He raps and then sings a little bit, and I love when artists do that and can sound really well doing both. So those songs are really some of my favorite hip-hop songs of the year. And I don't really listen to a lot of hip-hop, and you'll probably be able to tell that by my list. And again, you know, this is all what I think and what I've listened to. No, I'm not a music critic or anything. This is literally a video for me and anyone who just is curious to see what I think and hopefully maybe some of their favorite songs, your favorite songs, appear on this list. Sabrina Carpenter had a huge year, and she released the deluxe version of her album Emails I Can't Send, titled Emails I Can't Send Forward. The email concept is so sick. Honestly, I loved it so much. And the song Opposite is really one of my favorite songs to be released this year. One, because I really connected to it lyrically so much. It's about wanting to change yourself in order to, get someone else to love you for someone that you're not. Although it's a really toxic way of thinking, I connected to it in the sense that it made me open my eyes to how ridiculous it kind of sounds to think that way. But at the end of the day, I realized that it's good to have these kinds of songs so that you can kind of open your eyes and, relate to it, but at the same time grow from it. And just sonically, it's such a beautiful track. The bridge is probably my favorite part. Lyrically, she tells it really well, and I just think it's really relatable if it's something that you've been through. And another song from the deluxe that I really loved, and that's kind of blowing up right now on the charts, it's slowly climbing its way up. It is Feather by Sabrina Carpenter. She actually released a music video not too long ago. I didn't react to it, but I listened to it and I really loved it. My full reaction to that little deluxe version is on my channel as well. You can go check that out. But Feather is such the opposite song of the opposite in terms of the message. Sonically and lyrically, it's just really completely different. It's about realizing that something so toxic is out of your life and you can finally feel light like a feather, and like you can breathe and just feel yourself and know that you're worth more than that. I really love that song because it's the complete opposite of the song Opposite, and I think I really related to both of those songs this year. And ultimately, I really felt myself relating to Feather throughout the year because I just, grew and really grew into my confidence. I think it's just an amazing pop song. She makes such amazing pop music. If you haven't checked out her full album, you should go check it out, especially if you love pop music. Olivia Rodrigo also had an amazing year. She released her sophomore album Guts, and I did a reaction with my best friend. It's on my channel if you want to go check that out. It was one of my favorite listens to do, especially because it was with my best friend. She released the lead single from Guts titled Vampire, and although I wasn't the hugest fan at first, I loved the song. It really took me a few months to really appreciate it for what it was and what it is. It definitely has one of the best bridges of the year, or one of the best bridges I've just ever heard in a pop song. And it just really makes me feel some kind of way. When songs make you feel without you having to necessarily explain it, that's when it's a great song and it's a song that you love. So Vampire definitely is one of my favorite songs of the year, especially since it's a pop song that not a lot of other pop songs sounded like this year. And she really went for the ballady type song, just like she did with Driver's License, and I like that she did it really well but differently at the same time. Another song that's, I think, really underrated from Guts is one of my favorite songs, and I think one of the best pop songs of the year as well. It is called Love Is Embarrassing. When I tell you I had that song on repeat, I had it on repeat. One, because it's relatable. Two, because it has one of the best choruses of the year. Go listen to it and tell me what you think, but I believe that it is genuinely and subjectively one of the best songs of the year. Taylor Swift had probably the biggest year out of any artist that I know of this year. She had the biggest tour, well, along with Beyonce's Renaissance as well. I listened to 1989 Taylor's version, and I reacted to it on my channel as well if you want to go check that out. And I was pleasantly surprised by two tracks specifically. The first one that caught my attention was All You Had to Do Was Stay. I did not listen to 1989 original version at all. I just knew the singles and that's all. But when I tell you that this is a song that I connected to quickly, I think it's such a well-written song. Not only that, it has such a catchy and beautiful chorus, and that's really what caught my attention. And yeah, I was really obsessed with that song. I can't believe I hadn't heard it before. And apparently, the re-recording is much better than the original. And I did listen to the original because my friend James kind of put a gun to my head to listen to it. And I had to come to the consensus that, yeah, All You Had to Do Was Stay, 1989. Taylor's version is the superior track. One of the superior tracks on the album. And then she released the songs from The Vault. And my favorite, I think, from The Vault might have been Now That We Don't Talk, especially after a lot of listens. There was another song Say Don't Go, I think. It was one of my favorite songs initial listen, but as I kept listening, Now That We Don't Talk is the song that really stayed up there for me. And I really connected with that one lyrically and sonically. It was one that really had to grow a little bit on me, but once it did, it just stayed up there and I really appreciated it for what it was. So those two tracks were definitely standouts for me for this year in terms of Taylor Swift's releases. Doja Cat also had a huge year. She released her, I forgot what number album. It's probably her fourth album, I believe. I'm not sure. But she released her album Scarlet. And one of my favorite songs from that album, hands down, one of the most popular songs this year, and I can see why, is Agora Hills. Initial listen, I loved it completely. I have a reaction on my channel as well to that if you want to go check that out. But not only that, it just grew on me so much because it was a song that had so much replay value and it was lyrically one of the best rap songs that I've heard. Mind you, I don't listen to a lot of rap, so if you think there's better rap songs, you might be right. But this is based off what I've heard. But I think it's just one of the best written rap songs, and just melodically is one of the catchiest and the most beautiful tracks that I've heard this year. I don't listen to a lot of Mitski, but her song My Love, Mine All Mine is definitely one of those songs that really stood out to me. It is a really beautiful love song, and it's one that I really saw a lot of people loving, and sonically it is such a gorgeous track lyrically as well. I think it deserves a spot at the top because it just really incorporated what love should be, and I really hope to relate to that one day, and I think it just deserves its flowers. I know Mitski released a whole album and should probably check that out, but that song is definitely one of the best songs of 2023. Miley Cyrus released one of her most successful commercial albums, Endless Summer Vacation. I didn't listen to it completely, I'll be honest. I did listen to a couple tracks. Out of the singles, initially, I did enjoy and really like Flowers. I have a reaction to it on my channel, but as I kept listening to it, it just really went downhill for me. I think initially I loved it because of the lyrics. Lyrically, it was one of the best songs that I've heard this year, and I really love her portrayal of self-love. It really encapsulated what self-love should be, and I'm sure a lot of people related to it, as it is one of the biggest songs of the year. But I think her second single, Jaded, off her album, is genuinely a better song and one of the songs that really caught my attention this year. It's such a beautifully written song, but not only that, she sounds amazing on it, and it has such a beautiful hook, and I think it really deserves more flowers. No pun intended. Actually, yes, pun intended. But yeah, I really loved that song so much. It deserves so much more. Ceilings is also another song that I believe is one of the most beautiful love songs of the year. Also kind of sad. It sounds really sad, but it's a really lovely song to listen to by Lizzie and McAlpine. Someone who I was slightly seeing earlier in the year, like really early in the year, before the song kind of blew up. He showed me this song and I kind of fell in love with it. I really loved it a lot, and then it blew up and I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I get it. It is one of the best songs of the year for sure. Let's talk about Tate McRae real quick. Tate McRae had one of the biggest uprisings of the year. She blew up with her song Greedy, that is now part of her sophomore album, Think Later, which is one of my favorite albums of the year, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not gonna list the entire album as the best songs of 2023 because that would just be very, very biased. But I believe that her singles Greedy and X's are two of the best written and sounding pop songs of the year. We've been missing a lot of really good pop music, I would say. We've had a lot of it, but I believe that her genre of pop this year really kind of stood on its own. Not a lot of other pop songs sounded like Greedy or X's. Her energy is the energy that I really connected with this year. She sounds amazing and her confidence is out of this world, honestly, and I think that was just something that really elevated it for me. But if we're talking deep cuts of this album, I believe that Run for the Hills, Grave, and Guilty Conscience are three of the best songs released in 2023. You guys need to go check out this album. I did a full reaction on my page. If you love pop music that sounds a little darker as well, this is definitely an album that has a lot of that for you, so you should go check that out. Nicki Minaj released her album Pink Friday 2 not too long ago, December 8th, the same day as Tate McRae's album, and I listened to it completely. It is not my favorite project by Nicki Minaj, but it did have a lot of amazing tracks. A good handful for sure, but my two standouts for sure were Big Difference, one of the best rap songs I've heard this year. She sounds amazing. Her flow is insane, and I just think sonically it just really really stands out from the album. And another one that's really short but really caught my attention is Beep Beep as well. I think those are two of the strongest tracks on the album, and I believe that they deserve recognition for being some of the best rap songs of 2023. Another artist that released his debut album this year is called Rule. He does alternative pop music, and he released his album Fourth Wall. One of the best songs on the album and one of the best songs of the year from that album is called Growing Up Is. This song is really dear to my heart. I think the first time that I heard it, it really just gave me chills, and it gave me chills the more I listened to it, and I think it was such a powerful song. It really, really kind of felt like really close to home, and I think that's why I think it's one of the best songs. But not only that, lyrically it's one of the best pop songs I've heard this year, and really relatable in many ways, and just sonically it is definitely one of the best pop songs that I've heard this year. It really lifts you up, makes you want to get out of your chair and just feel it all. I remember showing this song to my twin sister, and she got chills first listen, and that's when I knew I wasn't crazy, that this song is one of the best songs I've ever heard. And yeah, I think that song deserves a lot of recognition. You should go check it out. SZA had one of the biggest releases of 2022 at the end. It was in December, and this song just grew through 2023. I'll consider it 2023 release only because it was really late in the year when it was released. And my favorite song off the album that needs more recognition, it is Forgiveless. And that song is just a song that I just really, 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 really love. Lyrically, it's just it's energy is just something that I really needed this year, and it's a song that really just deserves more love. Old Dirty Bastard is the feature on this song, and he did such an amazing job opening the track, and SZA just really slid through this track through the end, and it was just a powerful verse. SZA can do it all. She can sing, rap, she can just do so much, and she honestly had one of the best releases of the year, and good luck to her at the Grammys. I think she deserves album of the year. Dominic Fike released an album called Sunburn. I listened to most of it. One of my friends showed me this album, and I think that the song How Much Is Weed is one of the best songs on it. I think sonically it is pretty different from what I've heard this year, and lyrically just kind of it feels really emotional. I think he really slides through that song, and it just feels like a really well written song overall. It kind of goes by like that, and that's how you know it was a really great song. And I think just biased wise, I think it's one of my favorite songs of the year, so I had to add it to the list. Troye Sivan also had a big year. He released his album Something to Give Each Other. Although it is not one of my favorites album of the year, it did have one of my favorite pop songs of the year, One of Your Girls. I reacted to the song and music video on my channel. It's just one of those songs that just really grows on you as the more you listen to it. It has one of the best hooks. A lot of these songs really made my list because of their amazing hooks, not only because they're catchy. Catchy doesn't mean it's great. For me, it has to be a hook that has substance, that has emotion sometimes. It just really has to connect with me. And I think this is a song that a lot of us guys in the LGBT community, queer community, kind of relate to an extent. And I think that's why it was a really powerful song to really listen to this year. And it really blew up too. It was really appreciated this year, and I loved it. Another song from the album that I think is one of the standouts is called Silly. That song is one of those songs that you don't think you would enjoy a lot after the first listen, but once you listen to it more and more, it really grows on you, and you develop a sense of appreciation for it. And that was one of those songs for me, and that's why I think it's one of the best ones of this year. What It Is by Dochi, I think that's how you say it, is one of my favorite songs of the year. I remember there was an AI version of Ariana Grande going viral on TikTok, and then I had to listen to the original, so I went and listened to it, and it just became one of my favorites fun songs of the year. And it's just, yeah, like sonically, it's just, it is what it is. Isn't that what it's called? What It Is? Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, it's honestly one of the funnest and catchiest songs of the year. And it's, yeah, I don't think it's an annoying song. After a lot of listens, I just wanted to listen to it more and more, and that's how you know a song is good. Lauv released a single, Love You Like That. He's an artist that releases a lot of great pop songs. He's such an amazing artist with pop music. He has one of my favorite songs ever. This year, he released a song called Love You Like That, and this song just really encapsulates how you want to love someone and why, and even through like the hard feelings you want to kind of accept for yourself. It's one of those songs that you want to feel and that you want to relate to, because it's such a powerful love song, and it's beautiful to feel that way and scary to feel that way about someone as well. And I think that his voice sounds amazing through it. The verses in this song are just so amazing. It's so hard to have verses that really stick with you, but the way that he opens this song really carries the song. I think not even the chorus is amazing, but I think the verses are just the parts of this song that really kind of stuck with me, and I think that's why I loved it so much. Billie Eilish also had one of the best songs and one of the best ballads of the year for the Barbie movie, What Was I Made For. She really made us connect with her a lot through this song. I know a lot of us really related to the song. Sonically, it is one of the most beautiful songs that I've heard this year, and lyrically it's so beautiful and so deep. And I think that even watching the movie and seeing this song played during the movie actually made me tear up, and that's how you know a song is really powerful. And her voice just makes it all kind of tied together, because without that voice the song just wouldn't hit the same. Lastly, I have to mention my girl Victoria Monet. Victoria Monet had one of the biggest years of her career in terms of being an artist, and she deserves so much more love. I actually went to go see her live in concert. Victoria Monet had one of my favorite releases of the year with Jaguar Part 2. Her song On My Mama deserves to win Record of the Year. I think it is one of the best songs to be released this year. It is one of those songs that I didn't love at first, but after listening to it more and more and seeing it live, I grew to appreciate it so much, because it's not a song that you really see a lot in the mainstream music field. You know, like you don't really see a lot of R&B, hip-hop be mainstream, but I think this song is one of those songs that just fits so well with this year, and it's such a feel-good song. The sample was used really fucking well, and she sounds amazing. Like the verses are so powerful as well. Like the entire song really did it for me, and the fact that it has so much replay value and potential for growth really solidifies why it is one of the best singles and songs of the year. One of my favorite songs, and I think one of the best tracks on the album, Jaguar Part 2, is called I'm the One. So underrated. I'm so sad she didn't perform that live, but I think that that song deserves more recognition, and she sounds really amazing. And I think that the message is one that I relate to so much in terms of knowing your worth and knowing that someone really fumbled the bag with you, you know? Sonically, it's beautiful, and lyrically, it's just amazingly done. And I think that she really had one of the best albums of the year. I really wish her the best with these Grammys. Awards don't signify quality, but you know, it helps really give recognition to the people who really need it and deserve it. I might have missed a lot of songs. There's so many great songs on here, but this is my list of the best songs of 2023. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what your favorite tracks of 2023 were. Let me know if you disagree with anything. I'd love to hear from you. At the end of the day, this is my opinion, and I just wanted to share it and make this fun video. I love music so much. I can't wait to listen to more in 2024 and see what these artists really bring to us this time. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video to support this channel. Share with other people so they can either hate or love with me. Subscribe for more content. I'll be posting more and more. If I already said comment, then cool, yeah. Comment what you thought. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.